スピードとは男のロマン。
いらっしゃいませ。
レースとは俺の生き様。
お客様。
任天堂ゲームキューブマリオカートダブルダッシュ。
Isn't that a great way to start out this review? By the way, I'll be back with my normal intro music next week, so sorry if you missed it. Special props to Japan for making that commercial. And for making this awesome game, too. And much like that commercial, this game truly expresses the wacky spirit of Nintendo. I mean, this game is the only one in the Mario Kart series where you can race with two characters. Oftentimes when I play like any other Mario Kart game, I think to myself, I race as Waluigi a lot, so maybe I should race as Yoshi. Well, now I could race as both of those dudes. So we should probably talk about the character roster first. This will be the first of 6 grades I give the game, unlike different things about it. I'd rank Mario Kart Double Dash's character roster only below Mario Kart Wii's in terms of how good it was. And this was right when the rosters before Mario Kart Double Dash had just 8 characters. Well, Mario Kart Double Dash's has 20. Talk about being revolutionary. 12 new characters, including the one and only Waluigi. But let's not forget Birdo, Diddy Kong, Petey Piranha, King Boo, and all those other guys that have been left out in some of the Mario Kart games afterwards. The one character I guess I kind of have a problem with is Paratroopa because he's sort of just a Koopa with a different shell color and wings. I would have preferred a Goomba, but clearly Nintendo has no Goomba love. The character roster gets an A-. Not perfect, but pretty freaking good. Now let's talk next about the game's music. The soundtrack to this game is mostly jumpy and energetic soundtracks that'll get you ready to race your kart around. My favorites, which I've talked about before probably, include the Wario Coliseum / Waluigi Stadium theme, the Mushroom City / Mushroom Bridge theme, and the Rainbow Road theme. That would be my top 3, I suppose. While most of the songs are super happy, joyful tracks that'll put you in a good mood, that Bowser's Castle song could not be any more different. Now I've said this many times and I'll stick by this, Mario Kart 8 has the best Bowser's Castle and by far the best Bowser's Castle song. But Mario Kart Double Dash and Wii are probably neck and neck for my second favorite now. I'd probably still have to give it to Wii, but that's probably just my nostalgia talking. Anyway, back to talking about the game's soundtrack. There are still a few soundtracks that are kind of dull, like the Dry Dry Desert theme, but I even kind of like that one a little bit. Hate the track, though. Also, the Baby Park and Yoshi Circuit themes don't compare to their Mario Kart 8 remasters, but that's kind of unfair judging them like that since Mario Kart 8 had live orchestrated music. Plus, that Yoshi Circuit theme was also recycled in Mario Circuit and Luigi Circuit, and it kind of gets boring just listening to yeah, it gets a little annoying sometimes. The whole whistly it's a fine song, but you know, they don't have to recycle it that many times. Mushroom City, recycle it, sure. Wario Coliseum, sure, recycle it. It's awesome. But the circuit theme, eh. So overall, I give the music a B+. Solid soundtrack and a catchy one too. Now let's talk controls. Before I played Double Dash, the thing I was hearing from a lot of people that really liked Double Dash was that this game just felt fast. And I was kind of confused by that. I didn't know how a game could feel fast. But then I played it in 50cc just to get a hold on the game. And it felt fast in 50cc. And not like 200cc Mario Kart 8 Ermagerd kind of fast. I mean fast. Like an actual racing game kind of fast. The turning in this game is pretty freaking good. I still prefer the Mario Kart 7 and 8 controls with the efficient turning and speed boosts, but Mario Kart Double Dash is right below, as it has very tight controls where you can make turns really quick. Compared to its predecessor, Mario Kart Super Circuit, wow did they improve the controls, because the controls in Super Circuit, even though I really like Super Circuit, the controls sucked. The D-pad and the LC stick little things are kind of useless in this game, but it doesn't really matter. The controls get an A+ for being by far the best controls in a Mario Kart game up at that point. Speaking of the best things in the Mario Kart series at that point, the Double Dash graphics are truly an improvement from Super Circuit. Of course, Super Circuit was on a handheld, so I'm not super impressed by the Double Dash graphics. The only track that had graphics that truly made me say, wow, was Rainbow Road. I mean, that track's just majestic. But I definitely think there were quite a bit too many Luigi Circuit or Luigi Circuit-like tracks that are just kind of boring to look at. I mean, at least Super Circuit had the Luigi blimp in the night sky and Sunset Wilds. So the game's graphics aren't great, but gosh, Rainbow Road is beautiful. So I'll give the graphics a B-. Mario Kart Double Dash had this very interesting thing called special items, so that's what we're talking about next, items. And honestly, they're not as special as I thought they would be. The Bowser shell, a glorified green shell. The giant banana, a glorified regular banana, but deadly on the bridge near the end of DK Mountain. The heart shield, stupid. The fire from Mario and Luigi, very inaccurate. The Yoshi/Birdo shell, well, it's basically another red shell. The Bob-ombs from Waluigi and Wario have become a mainstay in the Mario Kart series, but I'm not the biggest Bob-omb fan, probably since I'm not patient enough to get a good snipe. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi get the Chain Chomp, which is the Bullet Bill's insane brother. The Toads and Koopas just get reruns from the game, the Toads getting the gold mushroom and the Koopas getting the triple shells. And King Boo and Petey Piranha get something random, which is actually kind of cool. But overall, I was not impressed with the items. But I do like double item boxes, and yes, I like the fake item boxes. You can't always get a shell in first place, guys. Speaking of first place, I noticed there's a lot less blue shells than in other Mario Kart games. That's always good. So I've given the items a B- like the graphics. Kinda disappointed. Finally, let's get to the sixth and final category. How fun were the tracks to race on? Now, obviously, discussed this quite a bit in my top 16 Mario Kart Double Dash tracks list. Link in the description, but I want to talk about these tracks a little bit more. My favorite track from this game, go ahead and watch the other video if you don't want a spoiler, is Wario Coliseum. The amount of awesome jumps you do in that course makes me think kind of Excite Bike Arena, but designed much better. But because there's actually turns in Wario Coliseum. And they're freaking fun turns. It's just a great track to race on. My second favorite track is Rainbow Road. By the way, I'll only be talking about the best and worst tracks. I don't have time to discuss every single one. Rainbow Road isn't Mario Kart Wii level difficult, but it's pretty hard. Especially during that whole speed boosty part that later inspired a section in Mario Kart DS's Rainbow Road. Pretty easy to fall off, but I don't have too much difficulty with that Rainbow Road. My third favorite is Waluigi Stadium, and I like it for many of the reasons I liked Wario Coliseum. Now, the track I dislike the most is Dry Dry Desert. It's an annoying nightmare, filled with pokies, quicksands, giant sandstorms, giant piranha plants. It's horrendous. Bar none the worst track. Sherbet Land is up there too with its incredibly annoying ice mechanics. And I am truly grateful for Mario Kart 8 for making that an actual good track. And who can forget Baby Park, the track that is literally just an oval. But it's a pretty freaking fun oval, I'll give it that. Most tracks I do like quite a bit more than those three I just mentioned, and I'm very happy with the tracks. It would be nice if they had more than 16 though. I give the tracks a B+. Before I get to the verdict, I should mention that I haven't had an opportunity to try the battle mode yet. I really want to get another GameCube controller for that to play with someone, and hopefully I will. Overall, I give this game a B+. Its pros are great controls, great character roster, and a pretty good soundtrack, pretty good track selection. I like those things. They did that good. Its cons are a disappointing item system, for me at least. Don't get mad if you really like the Bowser Shell and all that good stuff. And the graphics, they mostly make me say, except for Rainbow Road. Except for Rainbow Road, that's the exception. Overall, though, I really enjoyed Mario Kart Double Dash. I'd have to say it's my second favorite game now, only behind Mario Kart Wii in the series. I really would have to say that. Peace.